My name is Hala Sabbah. I'm Palestinian from Gaza, from Deir el-Balah. And I want to start my testimony by saying that the UK's complicity in genocide did not start on October 7th, and it did not start on the 15th of May 1948. It started on the day they stepped foot into Palestine. As the doctor has mentioned, I am here to talk about the aid situation, as I am the co-founder of the Samir Project, a mutual aid group that is Palestinian-led in Gaza. A lot of the international organizations have failed Gaza. They are not operating, or they're operating on a very small scale in Gaza right now. The aid since March 2nd, 2025, the trucks had stopped completely from entering Gaza. And this is why in June and July, we saw horrific images of children starving to death. Because even as mutual aid groups, we couldn't find food to purchase for mass distribution. Even the farmland, the majority of it is in Beit Lahia, which is no longer accessible. So very little farmland that exists in Khan Yunis was what was used to grow some vegetables. And then after an uproar to a certain extent, they started to let some trucks in towards early August or late July. Before the genocide, 600 trucks used to enter every single day during the siege that lasted 17 years. Those 600 trucks allowed people to live, but did not have everything that people needed. During the siege, a lot of children died because no medication was allowed in. A lot of children had to go to the occupied land or to the West Bank to get treatment. Today, every few days, 75 to 85 trucks enter into Gaza. They are very specific. The military occupation is very specific with what they put in these trucks. They put staples like rice, lentils, flour, but they will not put food that is fully nutritious to provide to these malnourished children that the doctor spoke about. No vegetables are entering Gaza, no fruit is entering Gaza, no medication has entered Gaza. We are running out of medication. We are getting thousands, it used to be hundreds, but now we are getting thousands of requests for heart disease issues, for blood pressure, insulin, all these kinds of things. And the few pharmacies that exist in Gaza are running out. So aid is controlled by the military occupation, and it's deliberately creating a famine, a man-imposed famine in Gaza right now. They have re-engineered it so that the international community goes quiet by allowing very few trucks in with very specific ingredients. The famine has not stopped in Gaza. Children are still starving to death. Zainab Abu Halib, who the doctor mentioned here, was someone we provided aid for. Zainab was lactose intolerant, so when we miraculously found some formula, she couldn't take it. It is the most vulnerable: children with celiac, children with lactose intolerant, children with chronic illnesses, children with underlying diseases. Those are the ones who die first. People with disability. So this is really, really important to understand, that they allow very specific things into Gaza in very, very small quantities, creating chaos in Gaza, where people have to fight over aid, people have to steal aid, and this is all by design. This is all on purpose. I will give an example of Hani Idwan. Hani Idwan is a 34-year-old man who, during the roughest of times, went to the trucks to try and grab anything he can to feed his children. Hani tried to climb on a truck, fell, and was run over by the truck. All of his skin is gone, his hips are broken. He has a colostomy bag. We had to move Hani Idwan this morning from a hospital in the north to our camp, the Rifat al-Ari'ir camp in the central area, because they are now threatening over 1 million people to be displaced from the north to the south. This is after 2 years of displacements, famine, non-stop bombing, genocide, and now 1 million people are forced to go down into the south, including Hani Idwan, who still has a colostomy bag, who still hasn't healed from his surgeries. They had to take some skin from his thigh to cover the wounds, and he still hasn't healed. We have Maryam Dawas, a young girl who weighs 11 kilos. All of her bones are showing. She's malnourished. She also left the hospital and went to the south today, to our camp. We have Ahmed al-Homs, speaking of weapons, a 10-year-old child whose brother got killed in front of him a year ago, and he inhaled poisonous gas and now is fully paralyzed. We have been pushing for Ahmed al-Homs to evacuate for a year, and he still hasn't left. Lina Shafi'i, a 19-year-old woman in our camp who has a kidney disease that's depleting her day by day by day, also hasn't heard anything about evacuations. And the UK has for a very long time supported and participated actively in our killing, has colonized most of the global south, and the hospitals that you visit today in the UK are built on our shoulders and the shoulders of our ancestors. Yet how many children from Gaza came to the UK for medical evacuation? How many? They're counted on one hand. Italy, Spain, other countries have hosted hundreds of children into their hospitals. The UK refuses completely. So not only is the UK actively killing us, but they refuse to help us. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your powerful testimony. I have multiple questions, if possible. First of all, I'd like to hear about your team and on the ground and what forms of difficulties that they faced as they sought to provide basic and necessary services to those most vulnerable. And also, if you could tell us a little bit about the informal economy that is being supported by Israel in one form or the other, but also how the prices change and create scarcity in the market. And last but not least, and I apologize, what is the risk that we're looking at today as we speak with the risk of further displacement?
Thank you. I'll start with talking about our team, the Samir Project and TechMed and Translating Palestine, all partners that we work together. We are over 110 team members on the ground in Gaza. Our team, just like everyone else, is under the bombs. Our team, like everyone else, their families face starvation. And in late July, when the starvation was at its peak, we had team members with temperature degrees over 35, trying to build tents, trying to get food, running around in markets, trying to do anything to provide for not only the vulnerable within our camp, the sick children, but also to other camps. And they would be fainting. We would have to bring IV and put it for our team members because they would faint. We would have to give them nutritional supplements so that they can get through the day and do what they need to do. Of course, we have told them multiple times to take time off and rest. But this is the resistance of the Palestinians, to keep going despite everything. Have I answered your question? Yeah. The second one?
The black market or
yes, regarding the markets and the market situation, we have a group of people in Gaza who are war profiteering from the current situation. These groups are fully backed by the military occupation. What does that mean? That means when the trucks come in, these trucks get looted. And when these trucks get looted, if anyone tries to stop the looting, the military occupation bombs anyone who tries to stop them with drones. So it's very clear that Israel is supporting the looting of those trucks. And then those war profiteers take the items and hoard them and slowly drip them into the markets at very, very expensive prices in a place where there's no cash, because no cash has entered since March. So people are constantly struggling. A lot of people don't have bank accounts. A lot of people don't have smartphones. So this leaves a huge part of the population with no access to money to purchase anything. And the last point I wanted to highlight as well regarding the displacement and the markets is that there's no tents. No tents have entered Gaza since March 2nd. We have provided over 1,200 tents over the past year, which we buy at very high prices from those war profiteering traders. And now that the displacement has started and people are scared and want to move to the south, those war profiteers who are backed by the Zionist occupation are refusing to sell those tents. They're not only refusing to sell them, but they'll put 5 to 10 on the market each day and are selling them currently for 3,600 shekels, which is over $1,000 without taking into consideration the commission that it takes to get the money into Gaza.
One question from me. Thank you for what you just said. How do people in Gaza who have no cash and no access to cash, how do they survive to try and get food or water or anything else?
So a lot of the children are malnourished, mild to medium, because of exactly what you said, parents not able to afford purchasing food or not able to do this. Late July and early August, there were no community kitchens for around 2 weeks, which amplified and made the starvation situation much, much worse. But when the rice and lentils started to enter, the community kitchens came back. So now there are community kitchens that serve camps. And when I say a community kitchen, I mean people get a pot, have a little bit of lentil soup for a family of 10 to 12 people, and that's what they have for the whole day. So their survival is at a very low level, and it's affecting long-term. That was a question that was asked. It's affecting their organs long-term, especially for the children. It's affecting the mental health of children. We have an initiative for mental health. We are seeing stuttering, isolation, aggressiveness from children. We are even witnessing children at the age of 7 or 8 not able to form sentences in the same way that they used to. So they're starting to flip the words because of how high the trauma is. And finally, I just wanted to highlight about those community kitchens that organizations that are coming from the West or from the global North are managing those. They are bringing people from the West to manage certain international organizations. And a lot of them, like the World Central Kitchen, is going and shaking hands with the Zionists, taking pictures with the Zionists, collaborating with them, while they claim to support people in Gaza. And even when team members of theirs were killed, they refused to say that they were killed by the military occupation.